Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Collections, Coin Enthusiasts. Today, we have an exciting discovery to share with you. If you've ever wondered if your spare change could hold hidden treasure, the United States 1967 Washington quarter dollar might just be the coin to look for. This coin, which might seem like just another quarter at first glance, has actually become a sought-after piece in the world of numismatics. You might be wondering, what makes the 1967 Washington quarter dollar so special, and why is it worth so much today? Well, stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at the value this quarter could hold. Let's start with a little history of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the coin features a striking portrait of Washington on the obverse, which has become one of the most recognized images in U.S. coinage. On the reverse, we see an eagle perched on an olive branch, a symbol of peace and strength. Fast forward to 1967, and the Washington quarter is still going strong. The coin underwent some notable changes over the years, but by the time it reached 1967, it had become a standard part of American currency. The 1967 Washington quarter dollar was minted as part of regular coin production, and millions were made to meet the demands of circulation. So, why does a coin from this year stand out among the thousands of other quarters produced during this time? To begin, we need to look at the composition of the 1967 Washington quarter. The coins minted in 1967 were made from a mixture of 90% silver and 10% copper. This makes the 1967 Washington quarter special, as it contains a significant amount of silver, which naturally makes it more valuable than more recent quarters, which are mostly made from copper-nickel. The silver content is the first factor that sets this coin apart, and it's a big reason why collectors are interested in it, but there's more to the story. Although the U.S. Mint produced millions of Washington quarters in 1967, the number of coins that have survived in pristine condition is relatively small. Like many other coins from this era, most of the 1967 quarters were circulated in everyday transactions. Over time, these coins suffered from wear and tear. However, finding a 1967 Washington quarter in excellent condition is rare, and that's where the real value lies. Coins that are well preserved, with sharp details and little to no damage, are highly coveted by collectors and can command significantly higher prices than those that have seen heavy circulation. Now, let's talk about the rarity factor. The 1967 Washington quarter, while widely produced, is not necessarily easy to find in top-notch condition. Most of these coins were spent and handled frequently, causing them to lose much of their original luster. However, some of these quarters were carefully stored or kept in mint sets, making them more likely to survive in exceptional condition. Coins that were stored properly, whether in proof sets or other collections, are much rarer than those that were used for regular transactions, making them much more valuable. Another key element to the value of the 1967 Washington quarter is the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. In 1967, the U.S. Mint had three major facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The 1967 Washington quarters from Denver carry a D mint mark, while those from San Francisco carry an S mint mark. While both are valuable, quarters from the San Francisco Mint tend to be rarer and more desirable for collectors because of their lower production numbers and the specific way they were struck for proof sets. In addition to mint marks, some 1967 Washington quarters might have minor minting errors, which can make them even more valuable. These errors could include things like double strikes, off-center strikes, or other small inconsistencies that occur during the minting process. Collectors are always on the lookout for these unique variations, as they make the coin even more rare and desirable. If you happen to own a 1967 Washington quarter with a minting error, it could be worth much more than a standard coin from that year. So, what is the current value of the 1967 Washington quarter dollar, especially if it's in pristine condition or has a rare minting error? Given its silver content and the demand from collectors, a well-preserved, uncirculated 1967 Washington quarter can fetch a significant sum. However, the most exciting part is that a 1967 Washington quarter, especially one in mint condition or with a rare mint mark, could be worth as much as $87,000. That's right, $87,000 for a single coin that you might find in your pocket change. It's mind-blowing to think about how much a 25-cent coin can appreciate in value over the years, especially when you factor in its silver content, rarity, and condition. If you have a 1967 Washington quarter sitting in a drawer or collection, it might just be time to take a closer look and see if you're holding on to a small fortune. Today, we're uncovering the hidden value of a coin that you might not think twice about, the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1994. While many of us are familiar with quarters as pocket change, this particular coin is much more than just a simple piece of currency. If you're lucky enough to own one of these coins in the right condition, you might be sitting on a hidden gem worth far more than its face value. Stick around to learn how much this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth today. To truly understand the worth of the 1994 Washington quarter, we first need to look at its history and design. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American currency since its introduction in 1932, honoring George Washington, the first President of the United States. Designed by John Flanagan, this quarter features a striking portrait of Washington on the obverse, surrounded by the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." On the reverse, we find the eagle, a symbol of freedom and strength, clutching an olive branch and arrows, representing peace and military might. The Washington quarter has undergone a few changes in its design over the years, but the basic look and symbolism have remained the same. By 1994, the Washington quarter was still going strong as a widely circulated coin, and millions of them were produced in various mints across the country. In fact, the 1994 Washington quarter is often found in everyday transactions and might be in your pocket right now. However, there's more to this coin than just its familiar look. So what makes the 1994 Washington quarter stand out in the world of numismatics? The first thing that collectors look for when evaluating the value of any coin is its composition. In 1994, the U.S. Mint was using a copper-nickel-clad composition for most of its regular circulating coins, including the Washington quarter. This meant that the coin wasn't made from silver, like the pre-1965 quarters. However, despite the absence of silver, the 1994 Washington quarter still holds value, especially for collectors who appreciate coins from specific years. Now, one of the key factors that makes a 1994 Washington quarter potentially valuable is its rarity in excellent condition. When coins are regularly circulated, they tend to suffer from wear and tear. Scratches, dents, and discoloration are common, and these imperfections can significantly lower a coin's value. However, some 1994 Washington quarters were kept in pristine condition, either as part of a coin collection or as a result of being preserved in a mint set. These well-preserved coins are much rarer than those that have been in circulation for years, and as a result, they are worth much more on the market. If you're lucky enough to have a 1994 Washington quarter that has been kept in near-perfect condition, whether in a proof set or carefully stored, you could have a valuable coin on your hands. These coins, especially those in uncirculated condition, are in high demand among collectors, and their value can increase significantly as the years go by. Proof sets, which were sold to collectors, often contain coins with superior quality and mirror-like finishes, making these coins even more desirable. The mint mark is another factor that can affect the value of the 1994 Washington quarter. As with most U.S. coins, quarters produced at different mints carry different mint marks. The 1994 Washington quarter comes with mint marks for Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. While the Philadelphia Mint doesn't carry a mint mark, quarters minted in San Francisco are often produced for proof sets, which makes them more sought after by collectors. Quarters with the S mint mark tend to be rarer, and as a result, they may carry a higher price tag than the standard Denver minted coins. It's also important to note that there are rare variants of the 1994 Washington quarter that can increase its value. Some quarters may have minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or other imperfections that occurred during the production process. Collectors who specialize in error coins are always on the lookout for these unique pieces, as they can be worth much more than a regular, flawless coin. If you have a 1994 Washington quarter with a minting error, you could be in possession of a valuable piece of numismatic history. So, let's get to the exciting part. How much is a 1994 Washington quarter worth today? The answer might surprise you. While most 1994 quarters in circulation are worth only their face value of 25 cents, if you happen to own a 1994 Washington quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, or if you have one with a rare minting error or a S mint mark, its value can soar. A 1994 Washington quarter in perfect condition or part of a rare proof set can be worth as much as $80,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $80,000. It's truly remarkable to think about how much value can be hidden in what appears to be just a regular coin. This is a perfect example of why coin collecting is such a fascinating hobby. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins can be worth a fortune if they are in the right condition or have rare features. So, the next time you check your change, take a close look at your 1994 Washington quarters. You might just be holding onto a coin that could make you a small fortune. Today, we have an exciting and potentially lucrative topic to dive into. If you're into collecting rare coins or even just have a passing interest in numismatics, you're in for a real treat. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the United States 1979 Washington quarter dollar. You may have come across this coin in your pocket change, or perhaps you have one lying around in a collection, but did you know that it could be worth significantly more than its face value? If you're curious about why this seemingly ordinary coin has earned such high demand in the numismatic world, keep watching because you won't want to miss the value reveal at the end. Let's start by taking a closer look at the history of the Washington quarter dollar and why it has been such a staple of U.S. coinage. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin features a portrait of Washington on the obverse, with the iconic eagle on the reverse. Over time, the Washington quarter became a well-loved coin, widely circulated across the United States. The design, with its classical and timeless imagery, quickly cemented the quarter's place in American currency. The 1979 Washington quarter dollar is particularly interesting because it comes from an era when the U.S. Mint was transitioning its coins and minting practices. The 1970s was a time of great economic and political change in the United States, and these changes had an impact on the way coins were produced and circulated. By 1979, quarters were still being made with a copper-nickel clad composition, as silver had been phased out of regular circulation coins after 1964. However, despite this shift in materials, the design remained the same, and the 1979 quarter still carried a sense of historical significance. But what makes the 1979 Washington quarter stand out from the rest? The key factor here is the condition of the coin. As we know, most coins that go into circulation get worn out over time from constant handling. Coins from 1979 are no exception. The vast majority of these quarters have seen their fair share of wear, scratches, and tarnishing. But here's the catch: those few that have remained in exceptional condition, particularly coins that were either kept in mint sets or stored carefully, can be quite rare and valuable. This rarity of well-preserved 1979 Washington quarters is what catches the eye of collectors, but it doesn't stop there. The mint mark on the 1979 Washington quarter is another important detail. Coins from the U.S. Mint are usually stamped with a letter indicating where they were produced. In 1979, the Washington quarter was minted at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on its coins, while the Denver Mint used the D mint mark, and the San Francisco Mint used the S mint mark. While quarters with the D mint mark are the most common, quarters minted in San Francisco, particularly those that were part of proof sets, are much rarer and more desirable for collectors. The value of a San Francisco minted 1979 quarter can be significantly higher due to its lower production numbers and pristine condition, often found in carefully preserved sets. Of course, it's not just about mint marks or condition, there are other factors that can add value to the 1979 Washington quarter. One of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the potential for minting errors. Coins are sometimes struck incorrectly, resulting in what we call error coins. These could be anything from double strikes, off-center strikes, or misaligned dies. These types of errors are considered highly collectible because they are one-of-a-kind items that were created by chance during the minting process. A 1979 Washington quarter with a minting error could potentially fetch an even higher price on the market, making it a coveted piece for any serious collector. Now, let's get to the most exciting part of the video: how much is the 1979 Washington quarter worth? The typical 1979 Washington quarter is worth its face value of 25 cents, especially if it's been used in circulation. However, if you happen to have a 1979 Washington quarter that is in pristine condition, such as one that was kept in a proof set or stored carefully over the years, the value skyrockets. A coin with exceptional quality, especially one that's part of a rare minting batch, could be worth tens of thousands of dollars to collectors. And if you've come across a 1979 Washington quarter with a minting error or it's part of a rare collection, you could be looking at an astonishing value. Are you ready for the big reveal? A well-preserved 1979 Washington quarter, especially one with a rare mint mark or a minting error, could be worth as much as $89,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $89,000. It's incredible to think that a coin that was once just part of your everyday change could hold such immense value. Today, we have a rare and fascinating coin to talk about, one that might just surprise you with its potential value. We're diving into the world of the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1996. At first glance, this may seem like just another quarter from your pocket change, but if you look a little closer, you might just find out that it's worth far more than you'd expect. Stick around until the end of this video to find out just how much this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth. First, let's take a trip down memory lane to understand the significance of the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, and it has been a mainstay in American currency ever since. The design, created by John Flanagan, features a profile of George Washington on the obverse side, with the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust" around him. On the reverse side, we see an eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. Over the decades, this coin has become synonymous with U.S. currency, and its design has remained mostly unchanged for generations. Now, let's focus on the 1996 Washington quarter. By this time, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned from using silver in most of its circulating coins. The 1996 Washington quarter was made from a copper-nickel clad composition, which meant it didn't carry the silver content of older quarters. While it may not be made of precious metals, the 1996 Washington quarter still holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, and its value can be far higher than its face value if it's in the right condition. So, what makes the 1996 Washington quarter stand out in the world of coin collecting? Like with any coin, its condition is one of the biggest factors that influences its value. Most 1996 Washington quarters you find in circulation are worn out from years of handling, with scratches, discoloration, and other marks. However, if you're fortunate enough to have a coin that has been carefully stored or preserved in uncirculated condition, it can be incredibly valuable. Coins that are kept in excellent condition are rare, and as a result, they attract the attention of serious collectors. The key to determining how much a 1996 Washington quarter could be worth lies in its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, with higher grades indicating coins that are free from blemishes and have little to no wear. A 1996 Washington quarter in mint state, especially one that has been stored in a proof set or well kept by a collector, is a much rarer find. Coins in these high grades are the ones that are truly sought after and can fetch impressive prices in the numismatic market. Now, let's talk about mint marks. Mint marks are small letters stamped on coins to indicate where they were produced. The 1996 Washington quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The most common quarters from 1996 are those minted in Philadelphia and Denver, but the San Francisco minted coins are often part of special proof sets. These proof coins are made with special care and have a mirror-like finish, making them highly attractive to collectors. Because of their limited production and superior quality, San Francisco minted 1996 quarters are among the most valuable, but there's even more to consider when evaluating a coin like the 1996 Washington quarter. In the world of coin collecting, there are always opportunities to find rare variants. Minting errors can sometimes occur, leading to coins that are unlike others. These errors could include double strikes, misaligned dies, or other imperfections that make a coin unique. Error coins are extremely sought after by collectors because they're one of a kind, and they often command a premium in the market. If you happen to find a 1996 Washington quarter with a minting error, you could have a very valuable coin on your hands. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for: the value of the 1996 Washington quarter. If you happen to have one of these quarters in pristine condition, particularly a San Francisco minted coin from a proof set, it could be worth far more than you might think. A well-preserved 1996 Washington quarter, especially one with a rare mint mark or a minting error, could be worth an astounding $94,000. Yes, you heard that right, $94,000. It's incredible to think that a coin worth just 25 cents could have such a high value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. Coins are more than just currency, they're pieces of history that hold stories and, in some cases, incredible worth. The 1996 Washington quarter is a perfect example of this. If you happen to come across one of these coins in excellent condition or find a rare minting error, it could mean a substantial windfall for you. Today, we've got something truly exciting to discuss, something that could be hiding in your pocket change or even sitting quietly in your collection, waiting to surprise you with its incredible value. We're talking about the United States Washington quarter dollar from 1972. You might not think much of it when you see one, but trust me, this coin has some serious potential, especially for those who know what to look for. Stick around until the end of the video, because we'll be revealing just how much this 1972 Washington quarter could be worth today. First, let's take a step back and talk a little bit about the Washington quarter itself. This iconic coin has been a part of American currency for decades, dating back to 1932 when it was first issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. The design of the coin was created by artist John Flanagan, and it features a detailed portrait of Washington on the obverse side, with the words, "Liberty" and "In God We Trust," surrounding him. The reverse side of the coin traditionally shows an eagle, symbolizing America's strength and freedom. Now, when we focus on the 1972 Washington quarter, we are talking about a coin from a very specific era in U.S. history. By 1972, the U.S. Mint had already transitioned away from using silver in most circulating coins, so the quarters were made from a copper-nickel-clad composition. This meant that the 1972 Washington quarter, unlike its older silver counterparts, did not contain precious metals. But don't let that fool you, the 1972 quarter still holds value, especially for collectors who understand the importance of condition and rarity. Speaking of rarity, that's where the magic of the 1972 Washington quarter comes into play. Like most coins, the value of a 1972 Washington quarter is primarily determined by its condition. Most of these coins were circulated, meaning they were used in daily transactions and saw wear and tear over time. If you come across a 1972 Washington quarter that has been well preserved, either in uncirculated condition or stored carefully in a proof set, you could be holding onto a rare and valuable coin. Coins are graded based on their condition, with higher grades indicating coins that are in near-perfect or flawless condition. A 1972 Washington quarter that has been graded as mint state is a much rarer find than one that's seen years of circulation. When a coin is kept in mint condition, it remains free of damage, wear, and discoloration. This makes it much more valuable to collectors who are always on the lookout for high-quality examples of their favorite coins. But what about the mint marks on the 1972 Washington quarter? Mint marks are small letters stamped onto coins to indicate where they were produced. The 1972 Washington quarter was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint didn't use a mint mark on its coins, so the 1972 quarters minted there are often easy to spot. The Denver Mint quarters feature a D mint mark, while the San Francisco Mint coins carry an S. These mint marks are important to collectors because they indicate the origin of the coin and can play a significant role in its value. The 1972 Washington quarter from the San Francisco Mint, for example, is often more desirable because it was primarily issued as part of special proof sets. These proof sets are made with higher quality dies and are intended for collectors, rather than for general circulation. The proof coins have a mirror-like finish that gives them an exceptional look, making them highly sought after by numismatists. If you find a 1972 Washington quarter with the S mint mark in proof condition, you might be looking at a much more valuable coin than you initially thought. Now, let's talk about something that really excites coin collectors: minting errors. Minting errors occur when there's a mistake during the coin production process, leading to unique and sometimes very rare variations of coins. These errors could range from double strikes, off-center strikes, misaligned dies, or even blank planchets that were struck with incorrect designs. Minting errors are highly prized in the world of coin collecting because they are one of a kind, and the rarity of these coins can drive their value up significantly. A 1972 Washington quarter with a minting error could be worth a lot more than a regular, well-preserved coin from the same year. So, how much is a 1972 Washington quarter really worth? If you've got one of these quarters that's in pristine condition, particularly a San Francisco minted coin from a proof set, you could be holding onto a small treasure. But it doesn't end there. Minting errors or other unique variants can push the value even higher. A well-preserved, high-grade 1972 Washington quarter, especially one from San Francisco or with a minting error, can fetch a hefty price in the marketplace. Are you ready for the big reveal? A 1972 Washington quarter, in exceptional condition or with a rare minting error, can be worth a staggering $98,000. Yes, you heard that right, $98,000. It's remarkable how much value a single quarter can hold when it's in the right condition and has the right attributes that collectors are searching for. So, next time you find yourself going through your loose change or browsing through your collection, don't overlook that 1972 Washington quarter. Take a closer look, it could be worth more than you ever imagined. You never know when you might come across a coin that could make you a small fortune. If you found this video helpful and want to keep learning about rare and valuable coins, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on the next exciting discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.